Whenever you're ready.
Okay, so Puerto Rico is U.S. territory. As I grew up there, born and raised, I know extensive history about it. I thought everybody knew Puerto Rico was U.S. territory. I was so proven wrong. I was on leave from the military, and I went to visit my mom. She lived on the outskirts of Philadelphia. And every time I visit, she would have me drive her around so I could keep the car, because she always had this excuse that when I was around, she didn't have to drive. So I hate driving in the city because the GPS goes crazy because of all the buildings. So I'm trying to follow this thing because I don't know where I'm going. And all of a sudden it tells me to make a left turn. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna follow, make this left turn. And there was a school bus in front of me. So they take the left turn, so I take the left turn. After I take the left turn, next thing I know, I'm being pulled over. So apparently I wasn't allowed to make that left turn. So the police officer comes, I have my license and everything he needs. At that time, my license was still under Puerto Rico. So he goes and does his thing, and he is taking forever. So I'm like, what is taking so long? Then he comes back and asks me, are you allowed to drive with this here? I was like, really? So I was like, yes, I'm allowed. Puerto Rico's U.S. territory. And he's like, oh, I didn't know that. And I just had to hold myself because I didn't want to disrespect him. So yeah, that's how I learned that not everybody knows that. And since I am from Puerto Rico, born and raised, I thought I could share some light on the situation. In 1493, Christopher Columbus discovered Puerto Rico, rich port for its gold in its river. San Juan is its capital.
Turn on the projector.
Oh, yeah, that might work.
It'll load up.
This was a military outpost. This is, they created this because Puerto Rico was always trying to get invaded. So they created this to protect. They created this fort for protection. It's in the capital. It was hard to find a good picture of the whole thing because when you are on the inside, you can see the cannons they use and the cannonballs. I think this is pretty amazing. They're probably right over here in this corner, but yeah, you can see them. In 1898, U.S. invaded Puerto Rico. That same year, Spain ceded the island. 1917, they became U.S. territory, which was when we gained our citizenship. According to nationalwildlife.org, we have this native animal, just like you guys have the eagle. We have this little frog right here that I got. This little critter can grow from 1 to 2 inches and weighs 2 to 4 ounces. They live everywhere, in gardens, under rocks, and logs. They come out mostly at night. They're called coquis. They make their name is actually the sound they make. They're mating. The only one that does the sound is the male. That's when they call the females out. Let me see if it works. That's how it sounds. You can hear this at night from dusk till dawn. Now that we talked a little bit about its history and our native animal, we can discuss a little bit about our main attractions. This ranges from beaches to the rainforest and our caverns, but I'm going to speak a little bit more about the rainforest because that's the most famous one. This is called a yunque. This is just a portion of it because obviously I can't picture the whole rainforest. This actually, I took this picture. It's one of their natural waterfalls. This place houses 240 species, 26 which you will not find anywhere else, and it also houses 10 of the most endangered species of birds in the world. This is the oldest rainforest of the Western Hemisphere. As you can deduct from the name rainforest, it rains throughout the year. It rains up to 240 inches per year, which is 100 billion gallons per year. This place is also great for hikings and picnics. Now that we discussed a little bit about its history, let's talk about this statehood situation that Puerto Rico is going through. Puerto Rico has been U.S. territory for 116 years. And every election, which is every 4 years, they are asked if they want to become independent, stay as they are, or be a commonwealth, or be just yes, just be as they are. According to Huffington Post, last election, which was in 2012, 54% weren't happy with their current situation. So Senator Martin Henry mandated a legislation asking if they should become a state. Majority of the Commonwealth votes were blank. They failed to win the statehood situation. While this debate continues, PR status will remain a major issue for the near future. Now that I've discussed, conclusion, let's just roll over what we just talked about. Puerto Rico history, it was founded in 1493 and then invaded by the U.S. in 1898. Its main tourist attraction is the rainforest, and we're still working to become a state. And now that you guys know that, I hope you guys will plan to visit this awesome island in the near future.